May is Small Business Month, which means it's time for the annual Small Business Workshop at Detroit's Tech Town. The event was created to provide tools and resources for small and medium-sized businesses in the Detroit area. This year's theme is Business Sustainability. Here to tell us more is the event's founder, Mark Lee. He is president of the Lee Group, along with Juliana Perry, who is vice president at Fifth Third Bank. Thanks to both of you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Sustainability, that is the word, I think, the most important word when you think about small businesses. Talk about this year's theme and what people will learn.
Yeah, quite frankly, sustainability is very important. It's one thing to open a business, but the challenge is how do you get beyond that 12 to 18-month period? We know that 50% of businesses will not survive beyond 12 months. And according
50%, not beyond a year.
According to the SBA.
Wow.
And according to Bloomberg, 80% will not make it beyond 80%.
Wow.
So the challenge is, as Detroit is hot right now, as we know, a lot of businesses are opening, a lot of great news and headlines. The challenge is, how do you get beyond that 18-month window? So this year's workshop, presented by Fifth Third Bank and the Michigan Women's Foundation, will focus on that issue. We're going to provide you with advice and counsel, tools to help make you successful beyond the 18-month window.
Yeah. Talk about the special sort of challenges here in Detroit with the business climate, which is changing and changing for the better. As you noted, we're seeing a lot of entrepreneurship unfold and take hold in places that it didn't before. We're also seeing entrepreneurship that didn't get recognized for a long time now sort of get boost from some quarters. Talk about how this sustainability question looks different maybe in the city.
I think the difference now, Stephen, is very simple, is that in the past, sustainability has been very limited, essentially. Now with so many new businesses, a lot of folks are coming into the city from outside Detroit. I still think that they don't have the tools to get beyond that window. So I think the difference that you're seeing is people want to see Detroit successful. They want to see the entrepreneurs in this city successful. So I think one of the changing dynamics is what I'm noticing, a lot more resources out there right now for people to get access to help them focus on long-term growth.
Yeah. So Fifth Third, I would imagine, is going to help people understand what those resources look like, not just at Fifth Third and not just at banks, but around the community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The key is that part of our commitment to small business is also giving small business owners or people who desire to be entrepreneurs the tools that they need to be successful.
Right. Talk about what some of those tools look like.
Well, one of the major things that I always talk about with clients that I meet with is knowing your numbers. So Fifth Third Bank, along with the SBDC, has been sponsoring Know Your Numbers seminars for the past 7 years. And they are facilitated by ex-bankers, ex-business people who really know what they are experiencing. And so through this vehicle, they're able to learn more about how to read their financial statement, how to be prepared to meet with me.
Right. Well, and how to put together a plan, a financial plan, how to know when your business is sort of ready to grow, I would imagine is part of that, and knowing sort of how to balance things like, you know, expenses versus revenues and profit, which we all, of course, want to see businesses make. It's much more confusing than people think it is.
It absolutely is, because often folks think because they have money in their checkbooks, just like an individual does, that they can go and expand their product line. And it's not quite that simple. You really need to have the sales to back it up and make sure that that sale is going to turn a profit.
Yeah. Mark, talk some about minority businesses here in the city. As I said before, we've seen some new attention to minority-owned businesses, especially minority-owned small businesses in the city. Are we doing better with the sustainability question with those businesses?
I think we're doing better opening businesses with respect to minority businesses. The challenge is still the sustainability. I think that it's not just a minority question, it's more broad than that. But I think when it comes to the minority businesses, there's still this educational challenge to define this awareness. What are the programs out there that I have access to? For example, this workshop will be focused on leadership. Are you the right person to lead your business? right?
That's a great question, right?
Absolutely. Do you understand how to amplify your key messages, or do you understand your brand? So I meet with a lot of people, and what I've noticed is that people are excited about starting a business, and as soon as the doors are open, they struggle. And the question becomes, where do I get my customers? Who are they?
Right.
So I think those are some of the challenges that we, as minority business owners, we need to really begin to focus on.
Yeah. Lending, of course, is also still a challenge in Detroit, still a challenge with minority businesses in particular. Talk about the lending environment right now in Detroit for business, how it's also changing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm very excited about the opportunity to really work with businesses in Detroit. And what we often see is an undercapitalization from the start.
Yeah.
And that's really key. Folks think that, well, I've got an opportunity to get this contract, but they don't understand that there's overhead that goes with that. There's the unknown. So proper planning is very key.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, knowing when and how and where to start the business is one of the things that people you don't know naturally.
That's true. And what I find is you have to first really research your plan, research your market, and know what you're going after.
Yeah.
Because again, too fast of an expansion is
Sure.
just a pathway to failure.
Right. That question about undercapitalization, though, does connect to the lending question in the city. Are banks more aggressive or more open to the idea of lending for small businesses, given the enthusiasm about it in Detroit?
Well, I often hear that, but I disagree.
Yeah.
I'm always excited to put money out the door
Right.
because that's my job.
It's not now. It's not just now.
It's
right?
not just now. It's always been an issue where we've pushed the opportunity to lend to those types of businesses that are in the city.
Yeah.
What we often find is that other things can impede that progress, be it the personal credit history.
Sure.
Or the idea. It may be too much too soon, and they need to break it down. And entrepreneurs are just that. They're very strong-willed individual.
Yes.
So I always call it being coachable.
Right.
Can I add you to
Yeah,
one of
go
her
ahead, Mark.
comments regarding sustainability? She made a great comment about planning. I think a lot of entrepreneurs don't have that long-term plan. They say that they do, but understand you do need to have a 3 to 5 year plan. It can be fluid. It can be transparent. It can always change. What I have found based on my experience, and one of the reasons that sustainability has been a challenge, is again, everybody thinks short term. So when they go to the Fifth Third Bank and she's going to ask, well, where are you going to be in 3 to 5 years?
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do? They can always answer that question. So planning is really crucial, is key to your long-term success.
Yeah, and also knowing that, and this is difficult, I think, knowing that every great idea is not necessarily a great business.
Exactly right.
And that's hard to sort of look at yourself and say, yeah, this is an interesting idea, but making it a business is about something more complicated and more long-term.
Yeah, I could agree more. I think, again, a lot of people have great ideas, but if you want to have a successful business, you really need to roll up the sleeves. You need to understand every facet about your business. And you're absolutely spot on. Not every great idea is going to be a great business.
Yeah.
And some of the worst ideas have been great businesses.
Have turned out to be good businesses, right?
Turned out to be good.
There's not always a connection.
Not always.
So people can, anyone can participate in the workshops.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to thank Fifth Third Bank and the Michigan Women's Foundation. We have some great speakers, including Dave Zilko from Garden Fresh.
Garden Fresh, yeah.
Yeah, we also have Carl Walker Miller from Walker Energy Services. We also have Dr. William Picard, who will be participating. So, yes, go to leadgroupinnovation.com. It's going to be held May 3rd at Techtown, Detroit, from 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Right in the middle of Midtown.
Right in the middle of Midtown.
Yeah.
Go to leadgroupinnovation.com.
All right, congratulations again on the workshop, and thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.